Chapter 801 Phoenix Clan Grand Formation. 7 people went the first time. Only Prince Kongkong survived. Actually. Feng Wanqi looked at Feng Wu. Before those people died, they passed on a message to me, saying that shortly after He Pingxing started making his move, Crown Prince Kongkong was scared away. If he had used that time-space golden banner to hold out a little longer, my Phoenix clan might not have suffered such heavy losses. It seems he left early again this time. Feng Wu nodded. Yes, but that's only human nature. The battlefield must have collapsed by then, otherwise, he wouldn't have run away. But if the battlefield collapses and he still doesn't run away, then the next one to die will be Crown Prince Kongkong. It wasn't that Feng Wu was speaking up for Prince Kongkong, he was just stating the facts. I know. Feng Wanqi said, but if this continues, I'm afraid he might run into trouble at a crucial moment. So, since you can't participate in the battle right now, I request that while the others are fighting, you and Crown Prince Kongkong protect the time-space golden banner. How about that? Heh. Feng Wu opened his mouth wide in surprise. Originally, he was thinking about how to escape Feng Wanqi's surveillance and take advantage of the fight between everyone and He Pingxing to kill the Prince Kongkong and thus control the time-space golden banner. Now, are you just letting me go directly? Is this all right? Feng Wu asked. After all, this is an imperial weapon of the Kongkong Beast clan. Won't Crown Prince Kongkong object? Resistance is useless. Feng Wanqi said, in order to ensure that this operation can kill He Pingxing in one blow, we must make full preparations. Junior brother Feng Wu, we're counting on you. Great. Feng Wu was overjoyed. Although he was secretly delighted, he still pretended to be cautious on the surface. Well, how about I talk to Crown Prince Kongkong first, so that he won't be resistant later? Feng Wanqi nodded. 2 days later. Everyone in the Phoenix clan was ready. Yuni, you'll be in charge of this operation. Huaming, you come and provide support. Feng Wanqi looked at the two of them, then waved her hand and took out several snow-white jade tablets, saying, drip your blood on these. In case someone perishes, I can prepare a rescue immediately. Yes. The 6 nascent soul stage cultivators came over and dripped a few drops of blood onto the jade tablet in turn. 1 life tablet is now complete. If the body perishes, the life tablet will shatter in an instant. Prince Kongkong, this time, it's up to you. Feng Wanqi came to Prince Kongkong's side again and patted his shoulder. You must kill He Pingxing, otherwise, once he grows up, your Kongkong Beast clan will disappear from this world. Yes. Prince Kongkong nodded. Feng Wanqi added, having Feng Wu assist you in guarding the imperial weapon will benefit everyone. I hope your highness won't overthink it. Prince Kongkong said, I have no problem. Go. Feng Wanqi waved her hand. The group transformed into streaks of light and flew towards where He Pingxing was hiding. Very fast. The leader of the Phoenix clan is named Yuni, and the one assisting Yuni is named Huaming. Both of them were prodigies of the Phoenix clan. However, in terms of their status, they belong to the undying imperial domain. They are all disciples of the immortal god emperor Zhao Xianxia. Yuni was the eldest disciple. Despite not having grown up in the Phoenix clan, Yuni's combat strength would rank him among the top 5 among all the Phoenix clan's void refinement stage geniuses. She is second only to a handful of people like Feng Wanqi. Senior brother Yuni, that He Pingxing is not easy to deal with. Huaming and Yuni flew side by side, chatting as they flew. Yuni nodded, I know, but he must die. Only when he dies will Su Zhenzhen be completely devoted to me. Women have always admired the strong. That's right, this Yuni is the guy who can't forget Su Zhenzhen. Huaming, on the other hand, is Xiaoxiao's suitor. In their eyes, He Pingxing was naturally a thorn in their side. But, senior brother, He Pingxing is definitely not an ordinary prodigy. If we're not careful, we'll both perish here. Please proceed with caution, senior brother. Huaming was somewhat worried. Yuni replied, of course I know, but once the Phoenix clan's divine array is activated, even if He Pingxing is at the peak of the integration stage, he will perish within this array. Don't forget, with the support of this great formation, I can instantly possess the power of a half-step great emperor. 14 streaks of light shot northward. 2 hours later, 2 streaks of light landed 1,000 miles away from He Pingsheng's hiding place. Prince Kongkong took out the time-space golden banner, opened it with a bang, and landed on the mountain peak. A golden banner, 1,000 feet long, rose up with a thunderous roar. Feng Wu also landed beside Prince Kongkong. This place is nice. Feng Wu nodded, his gaze fixed on the direction where He Pingsheng was. The other 12 streams of light landed and surrounded He Pingsheng in the center. The 12 people landed in 12 different directions from He Pingsheng's hiding place, each 1,000 feet away from him. Bang! Bang bang bang! Each of the 12 Phoenix clan members took out a formation flag and instantly unleashed it. As the team leader, Uni not only brought out the array flag, but also took out an array plate. The array plate took root on the ground. My dear reader, there's more to, even more exciting content awaits. In just a few breaths, a crimson array rumbled open. It expanded in a burst, covering the surrounding area for 2,000 feet. Several mountain peaks are included in it. At this moment, He Pingsheng, who had been hiding in this place, belatedly flew out from a cave and landed in the void. Unfortunately, it was too late. The large formation outside had already been completed. His divine sense suddenly burst forth, sweeping across the surroundings. The 12 cultivators at the first level of the integration stage each controlled one of the array's key points. He Pingsheng. The cloud-like wings landed in the void, perfectly positioned above He Pingsheng's head. The power of the 12 Nirvana lifelong array was bestowed upon him, and although he was only at the first level of the integration stage, he possessed power comparable to the great perfection of the integration stage. At this moment, he looked at He Pingsheng with disdain. If you beg me, I might consider sparing your life. A faint smile played on Uni's lips. He was just toying with He Pingsheng, because he knew that He Pingsheng would not beg for mercy. Moreover, even if He Pingsheng begs for mercy, he will not spare He Pingsheng. Uni also secretly used his magic to record this scene. He wanted to take this image and show it to Su Zhenjin later. Watch how I, Uni, crush your man, Su Zhenjin, he. I suppose you'll throw yourself into my arms then, won't you? Cut. He Pingsheng was too lazy to say a word to Yun Yi. He shouted loudly, and 7 emerald green divine nails flew out, heading straight for Yun Yi's sea of consciousness. Chapter 802 Overbearing. Seeing He Pingsheng's 7 divine thought nails flying towards him, Uni in the void naturally dared not be careless. With a slight fluctuation of his magical power, a beam of green light shot out from his chest, perfectly blocking He Pingsheng's divine sense attack. He Pingsheng's mental attack came to nothing. Hehehe. Seeing that he had completely blocked He Pingsheng's attack, Yun Yi breathed a sigh of relief, then his expression turned cold. A mental attack. A trivial skill. Now that I've come to take you in, shouldn't I be fully prepared? Boom. He Pingsheng continued his attack. He doesn't waste words. However, this time, the mental attack did not come towards Yun Yi, but went directly to Yun Yi's clone. In He Pingsheng's opinion, under normal circumstances, if Yun Yi had a magic weapon to defend against divine thought attacks, he would definitely place it on his main body, not on his clone. As a result, something surprising happened to He Pingsheng. This divine attack was blocked again. Yun Yi's clone also possesses magical artifacts capable of defending against attacks from divine sense. He Pingsheng quickly swallowed a top-grade, divine offering pill, and instantly restored his depleted divine sense to its full potential. He has prepared several batches of divine offering pills in the past few days, which is enough for now. Ha 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 ha. Uni laughed loudly. He Pingsheng, don't waste your energy. The power of the 12 Nirvana coexistence formation is beyond your ability to break. I know you're strong, you can easily kill opponents of the same level. You can also kill cultivators at the early stage of the integration realm who are far stronger than you. But today, with the Phoenix clan's heavenly formation activated, you are doomed. You probably can't beat a Mahayana Emperor Realm cultivator, right? If you can't defeat a Mahayana Emperor Realm expert, then you can't defeat me either. He Pingxing, take this blow from me, a quasi-emperor. Uni did not unleash his golden body of Dharma heaven and earth, but instead appeared as a normal-sized human. His body transformed into a beam of light and charged down at He Pingxing. An immense pressure descended from the sky like a vast ocean, and the oppressive force was even more powerful. He Pingxing, who was standing in the void below, was suddenly pressed down 100 feet. Then, the crimson light, trailing long flames like a meteorite, finally arrived above He Pingxing's head. Rumble. He Pingxing dared not be careless. He instantly unleashed the divine power of law of heaven and earth, no longer holding back. At the same time, he waved his hand and pulled out the primordial purple gold staff. The staff was suddenly stretched open, and he struck the meteorite flying overhead. Supernatural power, 13 heavenly secret strike. The 13 blows were delivered in an instant, ultimately transforming into a single, powerful strike that shot upwards. He Pingxing did not expect to kill Yun Yi with this blow. He simply wanted to use offense as defense and neutralize Yun Yi's offensive. The force of Yun Yi's attack above put too much pressure on him. Therefore, He Pingxing dared not slack off and activated another talisman after the first strike. The 6th grade top quality talisman, Ice Flower World. The Ice Flower World talisman can at most block a single attack from a peak void refinement stage cultivator or an early integration stage cultivator. Its defense is very weak. But there's nothing I can do. Of all the defensive talismans He Pingxing possesses, this is the highest level available. Yellow Turban Warrior. Diamond Shield. Immediately before the attack from above arrived, He Pingxing unleashed 2 final spells. Bang! The black-clad Yellow Turban Warrior, standing 200 feet tall, suddenly soared into the sky and landed behind He Pingxing's attack before the barrier formed by the talismans. Moreover, another layer of black shield light enveloped He Pingxing's body. This is the Vajra shield. It was originally golden, but after He Pingxing used the 5 elements unified force, it turned black. Bang! He Pingxing's 13 heavenly secret staff technique finally clashed with Yun Yi's attack. A burst of crimson energy exploded in an instant. The energy wave spread outwards like a bubble. He Pingxing's attack was instantly thwarted. Meanwhile, the attack from the cloud-winged creature above was only slightly weakened, and the remaining force continued to rush towards He Pingxing. The 200-foot-tall Yellow Turban Warrior was instantly annihilated by the impact. The shield of the Ice Flower World is shattered. Diamond Shield, broken. Bang, bang, bang. As these defenses were breached, wave after wave of energy surged outwards, spreading across the surrounding void like surging waves in the ocean. Finally, a crimson fist several meters in size landed heavily on He Pingxing's body. With the added power of 12 nascent soul stage cultivators and amplified by the Great Formation, this attack was terrifying beyond measure. He Pingxing's massive Dharma heaven and earth golden body was shattered, and his true form, like a beam of light, crashed down onto a mountain peak below. The entire mountain peak is split open like a garlic clove. Endless smoke and dust billowed up, shrouding the land within 1,000 feet in black smoke, obscuring the ground. The cloud-winged creature finally transformed back into human form from a beam of light and stood in the void. He held a crimson spear in his left hand, while his enormous right fist slowly shrank back to its normal size. Open! With a flick of his sleeve, a gust of wind swept out, clearing away the dust and smoke on the ground. After the smoke and dust cleared, a terrifying crater could be seen below, with magma boiling and flowing freely at the bottom. Puff! Like a cannonball, He Pingxing's body was sent flying out of the lava and stood in the void again. Puff! Cough, cough, cough. Phut! He spat out 2 mouthfuls of blood. The final force of that attack was indeed enormous, but it was still somewhat lacking compared to the power of the Mahayana Emperor realm that Zhao Xiong had previously unleashed upon him. Therefore, He Pingxing suffered only minor injuries this time. If he had that blood-red tortoise shell in his hand, he could guarantee that he would not get hurt. You're still alive. Yun Yi's eyes narrowed slightly. He Pingxing wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and laughed. You won't die. Your power is too weak. He didn't even take any pills to replenish his qi and blood. With just 1 internal energy cultivation, most of his injuries were healed. Very good. Uni said, that attack just now was merely a test by me. It's normal that you didn't die. Because I only used 50% of my power. Next, I will. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. He Pingxing ignored the chatterbox and sent out 7 divine nails from his mind again, randomly targeting a cultivator. This formation is very powerful. With He Pingxing's current strength, it would be difficult for him to break it alone. He wanted to test whether everyone had a means of spiritual defense. If we can kill 1 or 2 of them, this great formation will be unable to operate. Wouldn't it be much easier to fight Uni then? Pity. He Pingxing tried it twice more. He discovered that the 2 people he attacked also possessed methods of divine defense. This made his face darken instantly. No way, all 12 of them were carrying magical defense treasures? To the fellow Daoist who tipped the King of Gifts, the character, Hu Chen, will have to wait a while. There isn't a suitable one available at the moment. Chapter 803 Half-Step Emperor He Pingxing. I'll give you a chance. I won't hide anything from you. You can surrender now. Hand over the Heavenly Dao slave seal now, and you'll still have a chance to live. But once I unleash the strongest killing move of this great formation, you'll be dead for sure. Holding a gun in one hand and a sword in the other, Uni stared coldly at He Pingxing. I won't hide anything from you. I'll tell you a secret. Uni continued, I haven't fully unleashed the power of this great formation yet. Once I do, I will gain true power as a half-step great emperor. A half-step great emperor, killing you is as easy as killing a chicken. At that time, you will surely die. Of course, I don't want you to die. I hope you will voluntarily hand over the Heavenly Dao slave seal. Don't want me to die. He Pingxing smiled coldly. I understand. It's because you activated the strongest power of this formation, which will backfire on you, right? Otherwise, why would you be so kind? Uni's face darkened. That's right, so what? Once this formation is activated to its strongest state, with the abilities of the 12 of us, we can only last for the time it takes for an incense stick to burn. The great formation will collapse after half an incense stick has burned. Our cultivation will also regress. Indeed, a heavy price must be paid. But killing you is an undeniable fact. I'll ask you one last time. Will you hand over the slave seal or not? Screw you. The primordial purple gold cudgel in He Pingxing's hand transformed into a black spear in the next moment, and then he thrust it out at Uni. The black spear suddenly stretched 500 feet. On the jet-black gun barrel, 9 runes of different colors, including cyan, gold, and red, flashed in succession, emitting a magnificent light. Like living vines, they spread across He Pingxing's divine spear. A boundless killing intent ignited the void, and wave after wave of oppressive power locked onto Uni. Kill! He Pingxing shouted, and his entire body merged into the black divine spear. Supernatural power, all annihilation returns to origin. This was He Pingxing's strongest attack. All things perish, man and weapon become one. He Pingxing didn't know how powerful this attack was. However, he knew that even a cultivator in the mid-stage of the integration realm would be crippled or killed by this attack. So powerful. Facing this shot, Uni took a deep breath. He Pingxing truly deserves to be the #1 human. No. I should say, you are the #1 void refinement stage cultivator on the Heavenly Fire continent. But, so what? Gather them. Rumble. The boundless energy within the great formation, like a surging sea, poured into Uni's body. At this moment, the surrounding space and time seemed to change, as if time had slowed down. He Pingxing's attack failed to reach its target for a long time. Meanwhile, Uni's body gradually expanded. 10 jong. 100 feet. 300 jong. 500 feet. 800 feet. 1,000 feet. A colossal golden phoenix, its body exceeding 1,000 feet in length, completely covered the void. This is the divine power of following the laws of heaven and earth, and at the same time, it is also the half-step Great Emperor's golden body infused by the Great Formation. The ferocious phoenix thrust its spear in its left hand towards He Pingxing. The crimson spear and the black divine spear clashed together. A blinding light shone throughout the entire formation. Everyone in the formation, including those in the integration stage who were supporting the formation, was momentarily blinded by the dazzling light. After a brief burst of bright light, everyone saw the black divine spear, after being countered by a tremendous force, stagger backward and then crash to the ground. The crimson divine spear in Yuni's hand shattered into 2 pieces. It's ruined. Boom. The black divine spear landed. Another mountain peak split open like a garlic clove. He Pingxing emerged from the divine spear, his face pale, and spat out several mouthfuls of blood. In that last attack, Yuni's magic weapon was too weak and was directly destroyed by the energy. However, He Pingxing was blasted away by the other party. He was at a disadvantage. Not only did they lose, but they also suffered serious injuries. Again. After losing the spear in his left hand, Yuni didn't care. Instead, he raised his sword and slashed at He Pingxing again. The sword light, like a blinding line, was crimson red, reaching the heavens and piercing the earth, cutting through the void and falling towards He Pingxing's head. Before the sword light even arrived, the sword intent had already locked He Pingxing in place. He Pingxing knew that he was absolutely unable to withstand this sword strike. Because it's too strong. Just as Yuni said, this attack definitely surpassed the power of the fusion stage. Although he hadn't reached the terrifying level of a Mahayana emperor, he still couldn't withstand an attack from a half-step emperor. The key issue is that the tortoise shell is missing. Open it for me. He Pingxing exerted all his strength, unleashing his full magical power combined with his blood and qi, and shattered the surrounding sword energy blockade with a single stomp. The 3000 thunderclap divine power was unleashed, instantly increasing the speed 5-fold. With the boost of 5 times the speed, his body escaped almost instantly. Even so, it was still too late. The sword light grazed his right leg and sliced directly into his calf. Puff. Blood splattered in the void. He Pingxing's body was exceptionally strong due to his body refining techniques. The sword did not sever his leg, but it penetrated deep into his flesh, severing the bone in his lower leg. Ah! He Pingxing screamed in agony. It hurts so much. Again. The second sword fell from a distance. Phut. He Pingxing's left arm was also slashed with a deep groove. Ha 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 ha. In the void, Yuni did not continue to make moves, but instead waved his hand and took out a jade slip, saying, "Tiske, human prodigy, you're nothing special. Today, watch how I torture you to death." However, wouldn't it be a pity if such a battle weren't recorded? When I ravage Su Zhenzhen later, I'll make her lie between my legs and watch you in this pathetic state. TSK, TSK, TSK. Just thinking about it is exciting. Ha ha ha. On the other side, 1,000 miles away, on a mountaintop, a golden banner, 1,000 feet tall, soared into the sky, and streams of spatial power descended from it. Ha ha ha. Crown Prince Kongkong laughed heartily and said, "Fellow Daoist Fengwu, did you see that? All done. This time, He Pingxing is doomed. He's done for. But this Yuni is really freakish. He actually came up with this kind of method, riding someone's partner while making them watch a torture scene. TSK, TSK, TSK. Yuni is ruthless and monstrous." Although the two were thousands of miles apart, they could easily see the situation on the other side with their divine sense. Fengwu said, "I think He Pingxing will turn the tables soon. He's hiding his true strength. Crown Prince Kongkong, take another look." Heh. Prince Kongkong was taken aback, then turned his head and scanned the area with his divine sense again. However, at that moment, he suddenly felt a numbness in his back. Turning around, he saw 2 purple poisonous stingers that had somehow pierced his body. Crown Prince Kongkong was furious. "Fengwu, you traitor." Chapter 804. The siege is relieved. The great array collapses. "Fengwu, you betrayed the Phoenix clan." "No, a conspiracy. This is a conspiracy." Your Phoenix clan is going to defeat He Pingxing, so, kill me now, take our imperial weapon, and then frame He Pingxing for everything. Yes or no? Prince Kongkong wanted to retaliate, but found that he had already been poisoned and his magical power could not be used at all. After a few breaths, he even had difficulty speaking. A few breaths later, Prince Kongkong suddenly tumbled and collapsed to the ground, his vision going black. Feng Wu sneered, "Fool, you're overthinking it." With a single reach, he took the enormous, 1,000-foot-long golden banner into his hand. The time-space golden banner was taken away, and the spatial blockade within a radius of 10,000 miles was released. Within the Great Formation, He Pingxing suddenly received a fluctuation from the heavenly Tao slave seal. Although there was no specific information, he was overjoyed. This means that there is news about Feng Wu. Buzzing. He Pingxing made a decisive move and immediately used the supernatural power of void movement. The next moment, his body left his original spot and appeared 1,000 feet away. Ha 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 ha. Zhen. Watch closely, and see me cut off his third leg. Uni in the void was still lost in endless fantasies when he thrust out his sword, but He Pingxing's figure was nowhere to be seen. He was immediately taken aback, and a chill ran down his spine. When I turned my head, I saw He Pingxing appear strangely in another direction. After taking a few pills, He Pingxing's injuries were rapidly healing. Damn it! How did you do that? Uni took a deep breath, his mind tensed up again, and then he slashed out with his sword. He Pingxing did not catch the flying sword, but easily left the original spot with another swift movement in the void. Boom! The sword light, like a line, fell into the valley below. A mountain peak, hundreds of feet high, was cut directly into two sections. The narrow passage was thus formed. After a dozen or so breaths, He Pingxing's injuries had been completely healed. Half an incense stick's time, is that it? He Pingxing's lips curled into a faint smile. I'll play along with you for half an incense stick's time and see if your grand formation will collapse after that. In fact, He Pingxing now has the opportunity to freely use spatial manipulation. Even if the Great Formation does not collapse after half an incense stick's time, he can wear down the opponent until they collapse. However, since it crashes automatically, why not wait a bit? Uni. I'll fuck your grandma. Huaming, who was presiding over the formation in a certain direction, roared angrily. Damn it, I clearly had a chance to kill him just now, but you had to do this image. Are you a pig? Once this formation collapses and our cultivation regresses, none of us will be able to leave. You idiot. Not only Huaming, but everyone else also had resentment in their eyes. Fellow disciples, don't be afraid. I still have a chance. I am a half-step emperor. If I can hit him just once, he'll be dead for good. Don't worry. Uni was panicking inside, but he forced himself to remain calm. Even so, his moves were already distorted when he made his move. Whoosh! Huaming was a decisive person. Seeing this, he abandoned the Great Formation and flew away with his clone. Rumble! The next moment, the Great Formation collapsed because it was no longer supported by one person. Puff puff puff. Everyone, including Uni, coughed up blood, and their cultivation level dropped by 1 level, from the first level of the integration stage to the 12th level of the refinement stage. Feng Wu. He Pingxing shouted, "Get down here." Yes. Feng Wu, who had flown close from afar, waved his hand, and the enormous 1,000-foot-long golden banner was raised. In an instant, the space within a radius of tens of thousands of miles was sealed off once again. This time, the blockade was not aimed at He Pingxing, but at 10 members of the Phoenix clan. Because Huaming and his clone had already teleported away before the void was sealed off. Nobody. Don't even think about leaving. Standing in the void, He Pingxing shouted loudly, then slammed his right palm into the void. The magical power within his body surged forth like a tidal wave, and with the aid of his divine sense, it instantly expanded to a size of 3,000 feet. Within 3,000 feet, a world of its own is formed. One after another, poisonous thorns sprouted from the void. In an instant, a huge green sphere, 3,000 feet in size, made of poisonous thorns, enveloped this area of the void. The Phoenix clan members could not leave by teleportation, and the outside was blocked by thorns. The crucial point is that these brambles are climbing up onto everyone's bodies at an alarming rate, from the outside in. It's very fast. Within almost 2 breaths, everyone was entangled in thorns. The entire world, 3,000 feet in size, was filled with slips of paper covered in poisonous thorns. Damn it, burn it. Uni screamed, his voice hoarse and strained. These poisonous thorns are wood, burn them with fire, fire overcomes wood. Hehehe. He Pingxing chuckled and said, study hard in your next life. Fire doesn't destroy wood, rather, wood fuels fire. The fire raged. However, the poisonous thorns could not be burned away in an instant. Instead, countless tiny thorns flew towards the 10 people. Puff, puff, puff. The potent toxicity took effect instantly in everyone's bodies. Moreover, because the flames burned the poisonous thorns, the surrounding void was filled with toxic flames. After about 10 breaths, almost everyone was numbed and fell unconscious by the deadly poison. Bang! One by one, enormous crimson phoenixes fell into the valley below. Bang! Bang, bang, bang. Along with the phoenix, countless burning, poisonous brambles also fell. Oh no! Above the raging fire, Feng Wu Chao He Pingxing slightly cupped his hands, then took out a golden divine banner. This is the time-space golden banner. He Pingxing was overjoyed. Without any hesitation, he waved his hand and took the golden banner. And, this is Prince Kongkong. He's not dead yet, but has been poisoned and fallen into a coma. With a wave of his hand, Feng Wu threw out the body of the empty prince again. He Pingxing, of course, didn't stand on ceremony. With a wave of his hand, a talisman flew out and stuck to Prince Kongkong's forehead with a snap. Rank 6 talisman. Soul-binding spell talisman. Kill him. He Pingxing ordered Feng Wu. A flash of sword light streaked past. Prince Kongkong was killed instantly. Having killed so many Phoenix clan members in the secret realm, they wouldn't care about one Prince Kongkong. As for the Void Demon Emperor's revenge, He Pingxing didn't care anymore. Because, even if he doesn't kill Crown Prince Kongkong today, Demon Emperor Kongkong will still make a move. Given the choice, it's better to strike first. Go and deal with it. He Pingxing gestured towards the 10 phoenixes below. Make sure none of them survive. Kill them all. Yes. Feng Wu landed on the ground with the poisoned dagger in his hand and began to finish off the enemies one by one. Chapter 805 Role Reversal. I can't go back to the Phoenix clan. Once I leave this great thousand world, I will surely be killed by the demon emperor of my clan. Please, master, save me. The entire valley was engulfed in flames. The void above the sea of fire. After helping He Pingxing put away all the phoenix bodies, Feng Wu suddenly knelt down in front of He Pingxing. He Pingxing waved his hand and said, "No need to kneel. Don't worry, as long as I can leave alive, you will definitely not die either." Taking away one Feng Wu is quite simple. After all, there is a space within his primordial purple gold staff. Pretending to be a person is a piece of cake. Yes. Feng Wu stood up. He Pingxing took out the body of a phoenix and asked, if this thing is skinned and made into talismans, will the talismans be grade 6 or grade 7? After all, these people have all genuinely entered the integration stage. However, before they died, due to the collapse of the Great Formation, their cultivation levels collectively regressed to the 12th level of the Void Refinement stage. Now that all these phoenixes have been slaughtered, what grade does their fur count as? He Pingxing was confused. Feng Wu said, it should be considered as 7th grade. After surviving the heavenly tribulation, the grade of its fur and blood was improved after the baptism of the heavenly tribulation. Although their cultivation level later regressed to the void refinement stage, their skin and flesh remained at the 7th grade level and did not regress. He Pingxing nodded, that makes sense. I have a personal space with me, why don't you go inside and hide? With a wave of his hand, He Pingxing put Feng Wu into his magic treasure space. Not only Feng Wu, but also the corpses of the other Phoenix clan members were collected by him. And there's that golden time-space banner. Next, He Pingxing transformed into a stream of light and left the place, landing once again on a secluded mountaintop. Phoenix Clan. The Void Beast Clan. The Heavenly Rock Clan. You wait and see. You want to kill me? He. Then, the roles reversed. He Pingxing waved his hand and took out more than 20 talismans that glowed with a pale golden light. They are all soul-binding talismans. Xiao Huizhu initially helped him refine more than 20 of these talismans, which were later strengthened to 44. Around the palace of the Heavenly Fire God Emperor, about 10 were used to kill the God Emperor's disciples. There are currently about 28 left. That's enough. Crack. Before Feng Wanxi, a white life tablet suddenly shattered. Blood seeped out from the crack in the jade pendant. This is... The Crown Prince of the Qianpeng clan exclaimed in shock, "How is this possible?" Dead. Feng Wanxi's delicate eyebrows furrowed almost together. That's right, dead, no good. If even one person from this 12 Nirvana coexistence formation is killed by He Pingxing, the formation will surely shatter. Damn it, how could people still die from such a powerful formation? Is He Pingxing really that hard to kill? The words had barely left his mouth. Click. The second life card shattered. This one belongs to Uni. Uni is dead too. Feng Wanxi could hardly believe her eyes. That's the fusion stage. 12 integration stage cultivators, along with the Phoenix Clan's Heavenly Array and the Void Demon Beast Clan's Supreme Golden Banner Imperial Weapon. Even with this, you can't beat them? How could He Pingxing be so extraordinary? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Click. Click. Then, the clicking sounds continued. A total of 11 life tablets were broken. Even the Crown Prince Kong is dead. Damn it. Feng Wanxi tumbled and sat down on the ground. Holy Maiden. Holy Maiden, Holy Maiden. What's wrong? The surrounding phoenixes all gathered around. Around Feng Wanxi were more than 20 other prodigies from the Phoenix clan. Strange. Feng Wanxi exclaimed, only Huaming's clone, and Feng Wu survived, everyone else is dead. I just don't understand, how could Crown Prince Kong have died? Furthermore, how could He Pingxing possibly defeat 12 nascent soul stage cultivators under double suppression? These have all become mysteries. What do we do now? Someone asked. Should we stay here and wait for Huaming and Feng Wu to arrive? No. Feng Wanxi trembled and said, we've already lost our trump card. If He Pingxing followed those two here, none of us will survive. From now on, everyone should scatter and run for their lives. Remember my words. It's best not to get close to those 5 Heavenly Pride stone tablets. Otherwise, if He Pingxing kills you, don't blame me for not warning you. Walk. After saying that, Feng Wanxi was the first to transform into a stream of light and leave the spot. She wasn't stupid. She certainly wouldn't just stand there waiting for someone to come and kill her. The most important thing she needs to do now is to learn from He Pingxing before her, find a secluded place to hide, and not let anyone know her whereabouts. Otherwise, they might actually be killed. As for the Heavenly Pride Steely in this level? No, I don't want it. None of that matters. The right path is to stay alive and participate in the ascent of the stone platform and heavenly ladder. The other Phoenix clan prodigies followed Feng Wanxi's example and hid themselves away. 7th Elder, the results are in. The female elder dressed in green walked up to the 7th Elder of the Phoenix clan. This is a grand hall. In the main hall, the 7th Elder sat in the main seat, with more than a dozen Mahayana Emperor Realm cultivators sitting beside him. There is a Phoenix Demon Emperor, as well as a Golden Crow Demon Emperor, an Empty Sky Demon Emperor, and so on. These people were all high-ranking officials involved in plotting against He Pingxing, including the Qianpeng Demon Emperor of the Qianpeng clan. Of the 6 who went in the 3rd step and their clones, 10 have already died. Only Huaming, for some reason, is still alive. The elder in green spoke in a low voice, but his words were very clear. They were unaware of Feng Wu's situation. Feng Wu's appearance in the third step was unexpected. The seventh elder's face turned ashen, and he was completely bewildered. How is this possible? He Pingxing definitely doesn't have that much fighting power. Could it be that he has joined forces with Wang Dun? The woman in green did not respond to the seventh elder's guess, but turned to look at the Void Demon Emperor and said, "Your Majesty, Void Demon Emperor, I have some sad news to tell you. Just now, the elders of your Void Beast clan said." What? The Void Demon Emperor had a bad feeling. He jumped up from his seat in a flash. Who? The woman in green took a deep breath and continued, "Crown Prince Kongkong's life tablet is shattered. His main body and his clone have both perished." How is this possible? The Void Demon Emperor shrieked. "Even if my son's main body was killed, he still has an avatar. His clone was not brought into the Great Thousand World." The entire hall was so quiet you could hear a pin drop. No one could answer the Demon Emperor Kongkong's shouts and questions. However, everyone knows that someone must have stuck a talisman on Prince Kongkong. Soul-binding spell. Chapter 806 let you be a witness in the vast world, deep underground in a dark place. Before Feng Wanshi, a massive array of light membranes was revealed. The array's light membrane displays a map of the entire Great Thousand Worlds, and on this map, there is a small red that keeps moving. Upon seeing the location of the light, Feng Wanshi immediately breathed a sigh of relief. That's right, that spot of light is where He Pingxing is. She only needed to keep an eye on He Pingxing's location to ensure her safety. Because once He Pingxing's light spot gets within a day's distance of her, Feng Wanshi will choose to leave this place and continue to hide while looking for a new place to settle down. Using this method, He Pingxing will definitely be unable to find him. As it turns out, this method is indeed very effective. But He Pingxing didn't care whether he found her or not. At this very moment, He Pingxing had landed on the summit of a snow-capped mountain on a plateau. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. Then, He Pingxing suddenly opened his eyes like a hawk and looked at the valley between the two snow-capped mountains in front of him. Swoosh! He Pingxing's body flew up, turning into a stream of light and landing in the canyon. Standing in the void, looking around. All around are snow-capped mountains. The valley is warm and humid, with lush trees and abundant spiritual energy. Needless to say, there is at least one spiritual vein buried deep underground here. Come out. He Pingxing looked in a certain direction indifferently. Come out yourself, and I can spare your life. If I drag you out, you will surely die. He Pingxing was looking towards a small cave. Here, he smelled a familiar scent. A few breaths later, there was a rustling sound, and the fire-bright Taoist emerged from the cave. His face was ashen. I never expected that even after escaping to this place, I would still be found. He Pingxing was originally not found, but he had previously attacked Huaming with his divine sense. Although Huaming dodged the attack, He Pingxing's poison remained on Huaming's body. This faint toxin has a subtle aura that others cannot detect, but He Pingxing's internal poison cultivation method can resonate with it. Of course, this distance is very limited, only within 10,000 miles. He Pingxing couldn't sense the subtle aura at first. Later, he chased after Huaming in the direction he had fled. He had almost given up hope, but unexpectedly, he found the other party again on the top of this snow mountain. Killing me won't help. Huaming said, I still have a clone, which I sent to another place. He Pingxing sneered, I left my aura on both you and your clone. Now that we can find you, we can also find your clone. At worst, we can just kill them one by one. It'll just be a bit of a hassle. He Pingxing remained calm, then waved his hand. Bang, 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 bang. He threw the corpses of 10 phoenixes from the void into the valley below. This. Huaming couldn't help but tremble when he saw the corpses below. The 12 people who formed the Great Formation have now been killed by this bastard. Not a single one was left. He Pingxing stared at Huaming, then gripped the purplish-red stick in his hand. Now, I say I can kill you, and I can kill your clone too. Do you believe it? However, I'm still willing to give you a chance. Now, hand over your heavenly Tao slave seal. Otherwise, you will die. You have no third option. Boom. Suddenly, the primordial purple gold cudgel in He Pingxing's hand expanded, transforming into a size of 500 feet, and hovered in the void. A series of terrifying pressures descended from the stick. At the same time, 8 more poisonous stingers sealed Huaming's body shut. I'll only give you 10 breaths to consider. After 10 breaths, I will make the choice for you. He Pingxing stared at Huaming and counted down word by word, 10, 9, 8, 7. Huaming had no choice at all. He knew that his clone was also in this vast world, and if He Pingxing really found it, he would truly be doomed. 5, 4, 3. Huaming took a deep breath. Stop shouting. I agree. But I have one condition. He was, after all, a being at the integration stage, so even if he became someone else's servant, there were conditions. He Pingxing said, You have no right to make demands of me, but I am still willing to hear your demands. If it's not too much trouble, I can agree to it. All right. Huaming said, The fact that I have become your servant must not be made public, nor should the Phoenix clan know about it. No one else from the Phoenix clan shall know this except for you and me. Otherwise, I'd rather die than agree. Huaming looked at He Pingxing. He Pingxing nodded and said, That's no problem. The reason I made you my servant is simply so you can be my witness. You're not of much use to me. In fact, it wouldn't be impossible to remove your slave seal in the future. As he spoke, He Pingxing collected the 10 phoenix corpses from the ground. I hope you keep your word. Huaming stretched out his hands, formed the heavenly Tao slave seal in front of him, and then tossed the slave seal to He Pingxing with a wave of his hand. He Pingxing directly absorbed the heavenly Tao slave seal into his sea of consciousness. A master-servant relationship was established between the two. Once we leave this great thousand world, I'm afraid that the Void Demon Emperor will resort to desperate measures. He Pingxing said calmly. Therefore, once you're out, you must immediately help me resolve this crisis. Huaming asked, How can we resolve this? He Pingxing said, Just say that Feng Wu betrayed the Phoenix clan. At the crucial moment, he killed Crown Prince Kongkong and seized the imperial weapon, which caused the Great Formation to fail at the last moment. In that case, the Void Demon Emperor and the Phoenix clan will have a falling out, and at that time, the Demon Emperors will not be able to take care of me for a while. Yes. Huaming said, This is simply a fact. He Pingxing nodded, then transformed into a stream of light and left. Huaming was left in the cave. With the Imperial Weapon Silver River Shuttle fully activated, He Pingxing arrived at the very center of this vast world in less than half a day. For people sat on the 5 stone tablets, Wang Dun, Nan Chichi, Bai Jiting, and Zhu Xuanluan. The 5th stone tablet was empty. Although the 5th stone tablet was empty, at least 200 prodigies were gathered around it. Junior brother, he is here. Wang Dun was overjoyed to see He Pingxing and asked, Have you seen your sister-in-law? Sister-in-law? He Pingxing frowned. Which one? Wang Dun said, It's Feng Wanshi. He Pingxing shook his head, No. That's great. Wang Dun pointed to the 5th stone tablet. Brother, I reserved this 5th stone tablet for you. Go and sit down. Chapter 807, Level 4 completed. He Pingxing looked at the 5th empty stone tablet and then said, No rush. Please wait a moment, senior brother. I need to kill someone first. As he spoke, He Pingxing suddenly turned his head and looked at the Crown Prince of the Qianpeng Imperial Domain. Crown Prince Qianpeng was startled and asked, What do you mean? He thought He Pingxing was unaware that he had participated in Feng Wanshi's scheme against He Pingxing, so he quickly said, It is true that 2 geniuses from my Qianpeng Imperial Domain participated in the encirclement of your excellency, but it has nothing to do with me. I, the Crown Prince, have tried to stop them several times. He Pingxing smiled coldly, Go explain to the King of Hell. Snap. A pale yellow talisman was affixed to Prince Qianpeng's body. Soul-binding spell. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. 3 divine thoughts and nails flew out from He Pingxing's sea of consciousness, heading straight for the heavenly rock prince. No! Don't kill me! Prince Qianpeng transformed into a streak of light and flew out. He originally possessed a divine sense defensive treasure, but unfortunately, when he sent 12 people to form a large formation to surround and kill He Pingxing, this guy lent his defensive magic treasure to someone else. Therefore, he has no way to defend against He Pingxing's mental attack. Puff, puff, puff. The 3 divine nails instantly tore apart the heavenly rock prince's sea of consciousness. Crown Prince Qianpeng has died. Even the clones outside were killed. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Countless people around gasped in shock. One-hit kill. This guy is just as fierce as Wang Dun. He Pingxing didn't even glance at Crown Prince Qianpeng. Instead, he unleashed his divine sense to search for the Phoenix clan's prodigy. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it after searching for a long time. There are probably fewer than 70 Phoenix clan prodigies participating in the stone platform gathering this time. Even if about 20 of them gave up during the 4th round, there should still be 50 Phoenix clan prodigies here. How? They've all been hidden? He Pingxing did not see any of the Phoenix clan's prodigies, but he did see 2 prodigies from the Void Beast clan. However, he did not make a move. He Pingxing knew very well who had participated in the encirclement and suppression of him and who had not. Although both of these prodigies belonged to the Sky Beast clan, they did not participate in the encirclement and suppression. They left before the encirclement and suppression began. All of this information was told to He Pingxing by Fengwu. Puff. Puff, puff, puff. With a wave of his hand, He Pingxing unleashed an ice attribute divine power. Frost Arrows Technique. 7 ice arrows instantly killed 3 prodigies of the Qianpeng clan. After killing them, He Pingxing glanced at Liu Haoran and Crown Prince Qianyu. He knew that the 2 of them had left beforehand, so he didn't make a move against Crown Prince Qianyu and Liu Haoran. Crown Prince Qianyu was so shocked that he was completely petrified. Previously, he thought Wang Dun's methods of killing were already shocking enough, but now, looking at He Pingxing, killing someone of the same level was simply too easy for him. Annihilation with a mere gesture. This sense of oppression, this composure, this fighting spirit. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Crown Prince Qianyu and the others gasped repeatedly. At the same time, he was also grateful for his previous team. If he helps the Phoenix clan against He Pingxing, then at this moment, I'm afraid I won't be able to escape either. Senior brother Wang. I'll go find those bastards from the Phoenix clan first. They attacked me before, and I won't be able to quell my anger until I kill a few of them. After saying this, He Pingxing cupped his hands in greeting to Wang Dun, then turned and vanished in a streak of light. After he left, the cultivators near the Heavenly Pride Stele immediately started discussing it. Holy crap, this guy is too strong. No need for magic weapons, just raise your hand and kill. No wonder the Demon Emperor values him so highly. Humanity is about to rise to great heights. Yes, the human race has produced 2 geniuses in one go. Judging from what he said, the Phoenix clan's attempt to outnumber and surround him failed. Yes, no wonder the Phoenix clan has all become cowards, they're scared. Time is up. Outside the vast world, all the emperors gathered in the square. They stood in the void. The Vajra Demon Emperor glanced at the sun and said calmly, "Everyone, let's open the exit of this great 1,000 world together and see who has occupied this stone tablet first." Good. The emperors nodded with varying expressions. The great king of Luanming looked uneasy. The Golden Crow Demon Emperor looked on with anticipation. The Xuanwu Demon Emperor smiled broadly, as if something had happened that pleased him. The Void Demon Emperor and the Phoenix Clan Demon Emperor, on the other hand, had gloomy faces. Open. The emperors joined forces to open the entrance to the Great 1,000 World. However, this time, after the vortex opened, it was directly aimed at the center of the vast world. Without even entering the vortex, one can see the person on the stone tablet simply by using one's divine sense to penetrate it. "This," said the great king of Great Unity, "why is there an empty seat?" There are still only 4 people on the stone tablet. Wang Dun, Bai Zhiting, Zhu Xuanluan, and Nan Chichi. There is no Phoenix clan, nor is there an empty beast clan. Where is He Pingxing? Da Lunmingwang didn't see He Pingxing at first glance, and her anxious heart became even more nervous. HMPH. The Void Demon Emperor snorted coldly, his whole body trembling. He also wanted to find He Pingxing. After finding He Pingxing, they killed him immediately. Your Majesty, please reconsider. The seventh elder of the Phoenix clan stared at the empty Demon Emperor and said, "The stone platform gathering is a grand event. I hope you will be more rational. Killing He Pingxing will not be done in this short time. Any time is fine. We can wait until the stone platform meeting is completely over. There's no need to take action now. After all, they are all demon emperors, and they all have a sense of shame. This kind of thing can be done secretly." HMPH. The Void Demon Emperor snorted coldly again. "Fine. I understand. Everyone." At this moment, the Vajra Demon Emperor addressed the vortex. "The fourth competition has ended. Please come out. You have 4 hours. Those who don't emerge within 4 hours will have their points reset to 0. At the same time, from this moment on, no one is allowed to fight." The Demon Emperor's voice resounded throughout the world, and everyone in the entire Great Thousand World heard it. Those closer to the vortex flew out directly, while those farther away had to reach the vicinity of the Heavenly Pride stele first before flying out from the stele. But in any case, 4 hours is enough. Numerous prodigies landed one by one on the square. He Pingxing was no exception. As soon as He Pingxing landed, countless eyes fell on him. "He's not dead." Boom. Immediately afterwards, Hueming also flew out of the vortex. Fusion period. Good heavens. This guy broke the rules. The Phoenix clan brought an avatar in, and it's already at the integration stage. What happened? Countless onlookers were in an uproar. It's important to understand that advancing to a higher level of fusion isn't something that can be done casually. This thing requires the merging of its clone and its original body. Now that Hueming's cultivation has reached the integration stage, it means that he went in with a clone. Isn't that definitely against the rules? The seventh elder of the Phoenix clan quickly said, "Hueming has violated the rules. All his points are reset to 0, and he is disqualified from continuing to participate in the stone platform gathering." Chapter 808 Xuanwu Presents Armor Everyone. The seventh elder of the Phoenix clan waved his hand, thus overshadowing the matter of Hueming achieving the integration stage. "Our Phoenix clan will immediately investigate Hueming's achievement of the integration stage and will certainly give everyone a satisfactory answer at that time. However, due to a major unforeseen event during this trial, no one is allowed to leave. All prodigies, immediately follow the Vajra Demon Emperor to that stone platform and heavenly ladder. We'll tally the results when we get there. 3 days from now, the heavenly ladder will be activated for ascent. Go quickly." The seventh elder of the Phoenix clan waved his hand again. The Vajra Demon Emperor frowned. This step hadn't been included before. However, since the Phoenix clan's Demon Emperor had spoken, the Vajra Demon Emperor couldn't very well embarrass the Phoenix clan directly, so he could only nod and say, "Everyone, please follow me." Splash! Hundreds of disciples followed the Vajra Demon Emperor away from here, transforming into streaks of light and landing on the heavenly ladder plaza not far away. Feng Wanshi. Before the Vajra Demon Emperor could speak, upon arriving at the heavenly ladder plaza, the seventh elder of the Phoenix clan directly inquired, "How many jade tokens did you obtain in the 4th trial?" Swish! All eyes were on Feng Wanshi. Feng Wanshi lowered her head with a very unpleasant expression, cupped her hands and said, "This disciple is incompetent. I did not obtain any jade tokens in this trial." Whoosh! The crowd erupted in uproar. How could a proud prodigy of the Phoenix clan not obtain a single jade token? How is that possible? Of course, the reality is that Feng Wanshi did not obtain the jade token, because she had been hiding in the shadows, fearing that He Pingxing would kill her. For her, the points from the first 3 rounds were enough to get into the top 30 and thus challenge the ladder. No matter how hard you try in the 4th round, it's impossible to reach first place. In that case, it's simply not worth taking the risk for a few points. So Feng Wanshi stayed in the cave and didn't come out. All right. The Phoenix Demon Emperor didn't seem to care about the points Feng Wanshi gained, saying, "In that case, you won't get any points for this round. Come with me." Then, Feng Wanshi and Hua Ming were taken away. As soon as the Phoenix Clan Demon Emperor left, the other elders of the Phoenix Clan, the Void Demon Emperor, the Heavenly Rock Demon Emperor, and so on, also left one by one, following the seventh elder of the Phoenix Clan. "All right, let's determine the rankings," said the Vajra Demon Emperor. "Zhu Xuanluan, show me how many jade tokens you obtained." Then one by one, the cultivators took out the jade tokens they had obtained. He Pingsheng did acquire quite a few jade tokens, but he could only produce 6 or 7 of them. He crushed the rest. In the end, He Pingsheng did not occupy the stone tablet, so his ranking was very low. Even so, he ranked 36th and scored 65 points. But that's all there is. In the remaining rankings, Wang Dun is first. This kid got a total of 200 points in this round. Bai Jiting came in second place with 199 points. Zhu Xuanluan came in third place with 198 points. Nan Chichi received fewer jade tokens than He Pingsheng, but she received an extra 100 points because she obtained a stone tablet. Nan Chichi ultimately ranked 4th overall. The results are in. The overall rankings have also changed somewhat. Zhu Xuanluan has become the number 1 in the overall rankings. Second place, Bai Jiting. Third place, Wang Dun. Fourth place, Feng Wanshi. Fifth place, Bright Moon. Sixth place, Nan Chichi. Seventh place, He Pingsheng. Wang Dun was very powerful, achieving the highest kill count, instantly defeating opponents of the same rank, and dominating the stone tablet. However, in this fourth round, his score was only 1 point higher than Bai Jiting's and 2 points higher than Zhu Xuanluan's. Therefore, after the final results were released, he still failed to reach the first place. It's third. But even this third place was astonishing enough for him. After all, this guy barely scored any points in the third round. He. An elderly demon emperor with white hair walked up to He Pingsheng and said with a smile, "Young friend, he is not bad. You actually survived the schemes of the Phoenix Clan and the Void Demon Emperor, and even killed many of their geniuses. I admire you." He Pingsheng recognized this elderly demon emperor and quickly cupped his hands, saying, "Greetings, Your Majesty the Xuanwu Demon Emperor." That's right, this demon emperor is none other than the Xuanwu Demon Emperor of the North Sea Imperial Domain. The Northern Sea Imperial Domain is also known as the Xuanwu Imperial Domain. The true form of this demon emperor was a gigantic divine tortoise. Moreover, the Divine Turtle Clan, or Xuanwu Clan, is one of the 9 great celestial clans. Seeing the North Sea Demon Emperor take the initiative to strike up a conversation with He Pingsheng, countless eyes turned to look. "You're welcome, and there's no need for formalities," said the Xuanwu Demon Emperor. "I saw you holding a blood-red tortoise shell earlier. If I remember correctly, that tortoise shell was made from the shed shell of a rogue immortal of my Xuanwu clan. Its level should be at the level of an emperor weapon, a Xianxia spiritual treasure, right?" He Pingsheng's heart skipped a beat. Good heavens, is he here to ask me for the tortoise shell? He quickly cupped his hands again and said, "Demon Emperor, please understand, this item was brought from the lower realm by this junior. It is not from the spirit realm, nor is it a treasure that this junior stole from your Xuanwu clan." The Xuanwu Demon Emperor nodded. "Don't worry, I understand right and wrong. I'm not here today to ask for this item. My dear reader, there's more to, even more exciting content awaits. But what you don't know is that this divine tortoise's blood armor has 2 sides, an upper armor and a lower armor. That thing you're holding should be the upper armor. If the upper armor and the lower armor are combined into one, the power will be doubled." As he spoke, the Xuanwu Demon Emperor waved his hand and produced a tortoise shell of the same blood color, saying, "Look, this piece in my hand is the bottom shell. It's yours." Only by refining the upper and lower armor together can the best defensive effect be achieved. Go! He Pingsheng was dumbfounded. Instead of asking for the tortoise shell in his hand, the person gave him another one. This. Not only was He Pingsheng dumbfounded, but everyone else was also so shocked that their jaws almost dropped to the ground. Holy crap! Someone even blurted out a curse. What does this mean? The Xuanwu Demon Emperor actually gifted He Pingxing a Xianxia's spiritual treasure. What does this mean? Can anyone tell me? Everyone was stunned. Among the spectators on the periphery was a tall, sage-like man. Beside the man stood a delicate and beautiful young girl. These two are a father and daughter, namely Qian Jinpeng and Qian Yao. Father, what does this Xuanwu Demon Emperor mean? Qian Yao didn't understand either. I don't know. Qian Jinpeng shook his head, but after a few breaths, he nodded again. The Xuanwu Demon Emperor is proficient in the art of divination and can see through the past and future, and the causes and effects of past lives. Although he is a Mahayana emperor, he is not a kind-hearted person. The fact that he gifted this treasure to He Pingxing today shows that he foresaw He Pingxing's extraordinary future. Who? Qian Jinpeng let out a deep breath. I'm afraid, even the Phoenix clan won't be able to kill him this time. Chapter 809. I'm not just lucky, this is far too valuable. He Pingxing took a deep breath and presented the bottom armor to the Xuanwu Demon Emperor, saying, I am already deeply grateful for your kindness, Senior. You did not ask me for the top armor. How could I possibly accept such a precious treasure from your clan? This junior absolutely dares not accept. He Pingxing wasn't being hypocritical. He genuinely felt that accepting the offer was inappropriate. Some things are not easy to take. Sigh. Xuanwu Demon Emperor waved his hand and said, You only know one side of the story. Back then, a rogue immortal once appeared in my Xuanwu clan. After that immortal fell, his divine shell split into two pieces, one becoming the upper armor and the other the lower armor. The upper armor has been lost for many years and is even unverifiable, but the lower armor has always been with my Xuanwu clan. Although the base armor is precious, it cannot provide the greatest defensive effect. Moreover, every member of my Xuanwu clan is born with a divine shell, which makes them virtually invincible in terms of defense. Using this base armor would only be icing on the cake and wouldn't be of much use. Take it. In the void, the Peacock Great King nodded and said, Congratulations, I cannot refuse a gift from an elder. You may accept the gift from the Black Tortoise Demon Emperor. Don't worry too much. This item will be of great use to you. Upon hearing this from the Great King of the Great Union, He Pingxing no longer refused and said, All right, how about this? I'll use this treasure for now, and return it to your Xuanwu clan once my cultivation reaches the integration stage. At that time, I will return the bottom armor and the top armor together. For He Pingxing, this was not a problem. Once my cultivation reaches the integration stage, I can strengthen the treasure basin, turning one into two. Giving one set to the Xuanwu clan shouldn't be a problem. Here. No need to force it, just let fate take its course. After saying that, the Xuanwu Demon Emperor took a step and returned to the void. He Pingxing put away the bottom armor. Father, what do we do? While talking to Qian Jinpeng, Qian Yao stared sharply at He Pingxing. From now on, we can't keep living in hiding, can we? Her purpose in coming to the gathering of prodigies was to sow discord among the various races and ultimately kill He Pingxing. But now, He Pingxing is not dead, but Crown Prince Kongkong is dead. Perhaps. Before Qian Jinpeng could speak, Qian Yao added, Will the Demon Emperor Kongkong kill him later? Unlikely. Qian Jinpeng said, Others may not know, but I do know that this kid has a top-grade substitute puppet on him. Even if a Mahayana Emperor realm expert were to make a move, He Pingxing wouldn't die. Besides, the Xuanwu Demon Emperor must have foreseen He Pingxing's future. If He Pingxing were to die soon, why would he bother to give him this divine tortoise shell? Fine, I'll go talk to him again and see if we can reconcile. Qian Jinpeng was completely out of options. Qian Yao asked, Reconcile? Father, don't overthink it, He Pingxing won't reconcile with us. Not necessarily. Qian Jinpeng said. Now is precisely the time when he needs us. As they spoke, Qian Jinpeng tidied himself up and strode toward He Pingxing. In a few breaths, he arrived at He Pingxing's side. He Pingxing glanced at him, his face indifferent, without hatred or expression. Qian Jinpeng admired He Pingxing's composure. He took a deep breath to compose himself and said, He Pingxing, as fellow human beings, I am overjoyed that the human race has produced both you and Wang Dun. He Pingxing said, just say what you have to say. Qian Jinpeng stopped beating around the bush. 3 days from now, the stone platform heavenly ladder will rise higher. You shouldn't have anyone breaking through the barrier yet, right? And the rules have changed this year. It must be someone from our own race who breaks through the barrier. Currently, Duan Feihong is the only Mahayana emperor-level cultivator among our human race. If you agree, we'll erase everything from the past. I'll go there right now and have Duan Feihong come over to be your breakthrough man. How? He Pingxing, you don't need to rush to answer me. You need to think this through carefully. Leaving your name on the stone ladder is not only a personal honor, but it will also affect the fate of your race. Otherwise, the Phoenix clan would never have tried so hard to stop you from climbing the heavenly ladder. Do you understand what I'm saying? He Pingxing snorted coldly and said, Don't even mention me agreeing to spare Qian Yao and you. Even if Duan Feihong were here right now, kneeling down and begging to be my wall-breaking person, I wouldn't care. It's better not to attempt this stone platform and heavenly ladder. But you and your daughter must die. Qian Jinpeng's face turned pale. You, He Pingxing, the grudge between us is not insurmountable, why can't you forget it? That's right. He Pingxing said, it's not that it can't be resolved, nor is it that you have to die. But she. He Pingxing pointed at Qian Yao in the crowd, she is doomed. If she and her clone die together, send them to me so I can have a look, and I might spare you. Otherwise, you two should take advantage of my current competition and find a place to hide, and never come out again. Otherwise, Qian Jinpeng didn't say anything more and left directly. As He Pingxing said, the most rational thing to do at this time is to find a place to hide. Call out. Just as Qian Jinpeng turned around, a pale golden light suddenly flew out from He Pingxing's hand and, with lightning speed, stuck to Qian Yao's body in the distance. Talisman. Soul-binding spell talisman. Ah! Qian Yao screamed in fright. Damn it! He Pingxing, what did you give me? But the next moment, she understood. Because Qian Yao has already sensed the connection between her main body and her clone. Soul-binding talisman. You actually cast a soul-binding talisman on me. He Pingxing, how could you be so vicious? How could you do this? We're all human, don't you have any compassion at all? He Pingxing sat cross-legged in the square, eyes downcast, mind at ease, without uttering a word. Qian Yao continued to hurl vicious curses, growing ever more venomous with each hurl. Then, a loud slap came from afar, landing hard on Qian Yao's face. It was the great king of great unity who made the move. If you keep making noise, I'll slap you to death. King Daluan Ming coldly looked at Qian Yao. Qian Yao trembled in fright and stopped talking. Then, she and her father slunk away from the gathering at the stone platform. You're quite lucky to be alive. After the Qian family father and daughter left, King Daluan Ming descended from the void and sat down next to He Pingxing. He Pingxing smiled and said, I'm not just lucky. The great king of Luanming gritted his teeth slightly, a cold smile spreading across his face. Oh, then tell me, where else is it big? Her slender fingers reached out and pinched a tuft of flesh on He Pingxing's arm. He Pingxing immediately shivered. Chapter 8:10 The Emperors are fighting, hiss hiss hiss. Even though He Pingxing was a body cultivator, he still winced in pain when a tuft of flesh was pinched. I mean, I'm not just lucky, I'm incredibly capable. Don't misunderstand. He Pingxing was about to cry. When this woman lets loose, she's like a wild horse unleashed, her wildness soaring to the heavens. Can't we even make a joke at a time like this? HMPH. King Daluan released his grip, his face icy cold. Tell me how the Phoenix clan dealt with you, and how you escaped. He Pingxing began to use his divine sense to describe his experiences in the Great Thousand Worlds. After listening, King Daluan said, "To put it bluntly, you were lucky. If it weren't for Yunyi's arrogance during the final test, you would have certainly died." He Pingxing nodded. However, deep down he still disagreed, because he believed that once Feng Wu seized the time-space golden banner, he could turn the tables. You won't die. But he didn't want to argue with the great King of Heaven about these trivial matters. So that's how it is. King Daluan Ming also transmitted his voice. The Phoenix clan not only lost 14 nascent soul stage cultivators, but also the Kong Kong Crown Prince, and the Kong Kong Demon Emperor's imperial weapon has fallen into your hands. He Pingxing, you really have a grand gesture. However, your good days are numbered. During this stone platform gathering, the Demon Emperors should not make any more moves, but once the stone platform gathering ends, that will be your death day. You've offended so many Demon Emperors in one fell swoop. Even if I were to intervene, I wouldn't be able to save you. The great Lord of Wisdom is right. Among the Demon Emperors that He Pingxing offended, there were several from the Phoenix clan. One was the Empty Sky Demon Emperor, and another was the Heavenly Rock Demon Emperor. Even if the great King of Great Unity has incredible fighting power, it's impossible for him to fight so many people by himself. I have my own way of handling this. He Pingxing took a deep breath and said, "However, I need your help." King Dalaming said, "Speak." He Pingxing said, "I have a servant girl named Ju Qingmai, a junior sister named Su Zhenzhen, and Su Zhenzhen's child. I can't take care of these people for the time being, and I'm afraid the Demon Emperors will cause trouble for them. Could you help me protect them?" He Pingxing looked at the great King of Luanming and gave a bitter smile. It was a kind of pleading. The great King of Luanming said, "Let me raise women for you." He Pingxing said, "Su Zhenzhen is a woman from my cultivation world, and that child was born to me and her in the cultivation world. Just tell me whether you'll help or not. If you don't, I'll think of another way." He Pingxing suddenly became firm. The great King of Light stared at him with her beautiful eyes without saying a word. "Just watch quietly." She stared at him for a good 10 breaths before saying, "I admit defeat. I'll take care of your woman and child. Don't worry." "But how will you get away?" He Pingxing had no way to escape, but his idea was very simple. "I opened a spatial escape route, and even after being killed by the Demon Emperors, the substitute puppet blocked my way for a while. That's 2 teleportations in one go. He shouldn't die. Of course, if someone really dies, there's nothing that can be done. This is my secret, I won't tell you." He Pingxing waved his hand, unwilling to say more. "All right," said the great King of Luanming. "Have a proper contest." Inside a temporary main hall of the Phoenix clan, several Demon Emperors gathered together. There were 4 or 5 Demon Emperors from the Phoenix clan, as well as the Void Demon Emperor and the Heavenly Rock Demon Emperor. Everyone's face was ashen. "You did a good job." After listening to Feng Wanchi's account, the 7th Elder nodded and said, "There were no problems throughout. Moreover, fleeing and hiding immediately after failing to complete the mission is also the best option. Feng Wanchi truly deserves to be called the pride of the younger generation of my Phoenix clan. There's just one thing I don't understand." Feng Wanchi cupped her hands in greeting. "7th Elder, if there's anything you don't understand, just ask me. I'll tell you everything I know." The 7th Elder said, "Once this 12 Nirvana life longevity formation is activated, at its strongest state, it can empower the person holding the formation to the level of a half-step Great Emperor. With his cultivation at the half-step Great Emperor level, he could kill He Pingxing 10 times over." "Why, but not?" The 7th Elder's gaze was intense. "Among you, is there a traitor?" "This." Feng Wanchi frowned. "I wasn't there at the time, so I don't know. You should ask junior brother Hua Ming about this." All eyes turned to Hua Ming. Hua Ming said, "Since the Elder asked, then I will say it. However, this matter involves the secrets of our Phoenix clan, so it's best not to talk about it in front of outsiders. If possible, I would like to ask both emperors to step aside." Hue Mingqiao Kongkong Demon Emperor and Qianpeng Demon Emperor cupped their hands in greeting. The Void Demon Emperor's face darkened. My son is dead, my imperial weapon is lost, and now, at this crucial moment, you want me to leave? This is outrageous. The Heavenly Rock Demon Emperor was also furious. The seventh elder shook his head. It's all right. These two emperors are our own people, so please speak freely. All right. Hue Ming said helplessly, there is indeed a traitor among us. Who? Feng Wanqi asked sharply, who exactly is it? Hue Ming said, it's Feng Wu. After we activated the Great Formation, just when He Pingxing was about to die from the suppression, Feng Wu suddenly intervened, controlled Prince Kongkong, and then stole the imperial weapon, the Time-Space Golden Banner. Without the spatial power suppression of the Time-Space Golden Banner, He Pingxing can now use his teleportation ability. In that case, we will never be able to kill him again. What? The Void Demon Emperor was instantly enraged. The Phoenix clan killed my son. The Phoenix clan stole my imperial weapon. Fine. I understand. The Void Demon Emperor was furious. He stared at the seventh elder and said, the Phoenix clan has some tricks up its sleeve, some scheming. Not only did they try to kill He Pingxing, but they also plotted to take our Void Demon Beast clan's imperial weapon, and even killed my son. The seventh elder was about to vomit. How could such a thing happen? But now that Hue Ming has already said it, what else can be done? Hue Ming. The seventh elder quickly tried to ease the tension with the Void Demon Emperor, saying, you must be mistaken, or just making this up. No. Hue Ming immediately raised his hand and said, heaven above, if I have uttered a single falsehood, may I die under the 9 thunders. Puff. The seventh elder's face darkened even more. I told you to give a casual explanation and fool this Void Demon Emperor. Who the hell told you to swear an oath? All right. Now your Phoenix clan has nothing to say, right? Give me back my son's life. Caught off guard, the Void Demon Emperor raised his hand and struck the seventh elder with a palm strike. Damn it. The other emperors were not to be trifled with either. They instantly summoned their magic weapons to block the attack of the Void Demon Emperor, so as not to affect the lower-level disciples. As a result, this energy was released in all directions, instantly leveling hundreds of halls and buildings in the surrounding area. Within 100 miles, the earth cracked open, and everything turned to dust. The Demon Emperor's attack was terrifying. Thank you for listening to PandaAudioBooks. If you love what you hear and want to support my work, check out the PayPal link in the description. Every bit helps. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notifications bell to stay updated with all our latest audiobook chapters. We'll see you in the next one.